a lot to say. So every day people visit your store and because they can't find what they're looking for. The first rule of e-commerce says if you can't find it, you won't buy it. You need more than just a product to sell and an online store to sell it in. People need to be able to find your product among a vast choice, and you need to give your customers reassurance that the product they found is the product that they want. My name is Lisa Höjlund, and I work as a UX designer at the e-commerce agency Wipcore. For the next 19 minutes, I'm going to talk about what I consider the key element of enhancing a customer's experience and thus increasing conversion. So imagine you're in a huge department store. To find the products that they sell there, they don't just randomly place things on shelves, right? You have the clothing section where clothes are hung in relation to gender, color, activity, type of garment, and size. You have the pet section where it's kind of as if they had a thought why they put the heavy dog food bags low and hung the leashes and displayed the dog toys. Products have to be organized in order to give customers easy ways of finding and also helping them navigate through the range of products that they do not want. Now imagine yourself in that clothing section. You picked up a piece of clothing that you kind of like and you want to reassure that this is the product you want to buy. So what you do is you look at it from different angles, you feel the material, you check where it's made and what it's made of, and finally you try it on to see if it fits you. In the physical world, we ourselves can verify that the product we found, the product we're looking at, is the product we want. But in the digital arena, that's pretty hard. To increase conversion online, you have to help your customers find products. And you have to give them the digital ability to touch, feel, and try the product that they found in order for them to reassure themselves that it's the one that they want. People want to control their shopping experiences, and they want to feel confident that they've been sufficiently informed before they make their converting decision. However, you can no longer predict what path they might take or what information that will matter the most each time they engage. The explosion of offerings and channels has put the customer in the driver's seat. This means that you need to give your customers the flexibility and the possibility to assimilate the information relevant for that person in that moment via that device regarding that product. And to do this, you need product data. When it comes to both user and customer experience, relevant content about your product, and a lot of it, is vital in order to design an experience that leads to purchase. Information about your products is what connects your customers to your products. For retailers, product information is your 24/7 salesperson, helping customers to make informed choices. In today's digital era, it is essential to place the customer in the center of your business. The success of a company website and e-commerce application hinges on its ability to respond to the needs of users and customers. And the degree to which the company achieves this will define its sales. But each customer is unique. Some come with little time to chit-chat with a specific product in mind. Others kill time by leisure shopping. Some are extremely goal-driven information researchers, and others hunt for the best deal. What product information that is relevant to these different customer types differs a lot. Although differences, there are some significant similarities. Consumer research shows that of all online pet peeves, the biggest ones were not enough information about the product, ordering a product that looks different in reality than what it did online, and 50% cited that not being able to touch, feel, or try a product as one of their least favorite aspects of online shopping. This is why conversion today mainly happens in a physical store. Well, at least today nearly 90% of it. This means only about 10% of conversion happens online, so obviously we have room to grow. But despite consumers being different from one another, we see a huge trend in web rooming where people research products online to end the purchase process in a physical store. The gray in the middle represents sales that are web influenced and then carried through in a physical store. So today more than half of all sales offline are web influenced, and it's expected to increase. Sorry, I have to lick my fingers. They're slippery. So why are we close to 100% conversion offline? Shouldn't the increased phenomenon of web rooming have also boosted the conversion online? It should look something like this. The news of the web rumor is not a total loss though. There's a multitude of reasons why people choose in-store instead of ordering online. But knowing that these web rumors exist out there means that you can take extra steps to ensure browsing and researching users that the product they're looking at is the product that they want by giving them the information that they need. Giving the potential buyer that ever so wanted product information. Make sure that the product looks the same both in reality and online, and give solutions to make the product digitally tangible. Can we make users more prone to convert online if we remove these obstacles? I mean, what these graphs told us is that product information online is not sufficient enough for people to feel confident enough to do their conversion online. And it also means that product information is crucial for people in the pre-purchase process. The common denominator here is product information. So for you to take charge over your online store, the customers online, and your sales online, you have to work with your data. This is the only way to create digital tangibility and to promote reassurance that the product that the customer is looking at is the product that they will want to buy. This is eToys, which now is Toys R Us, a few years ago, as you might see, and a current toy retailer. We have the product photo, the product name, the product description, stock info, price, and a buy button. It's pretty ridiculous how it looks today, and this is over 10 years between these two interfaces. By now we should really have realized that we need more product information. We need to display it and present it in other ways to enhance the customer experience and thus increase conversion online. This is a box copy from a business-to-business e-commerce retailer. At first glance, does this give you enough information to feel that you are informed to make a decision online? I mean, what does 5 millisecond response time mean? What does it mean to me? The second iteration is unquestionably more user-friendly, and this 5 millisecond response time for, smooth movement. I kind of understand a little bit more. Finally, the third iteration. This I consider good, definitely not great, but it provides a more compelling and easier to assimilate product information. The product might not ultimately be what I want to buy, but this information will give me greater confidence to come to that conclusion myself. This redesign actually resulted in an increase of 35% in conversion, just by being a little bit more informative and reassuring and not leaving content creation in the hands of other retailers. So, product information for users is all about context, relevance, and value. Context creates product relevance. Product relevance builds product value. And product value fosters product affirmation. We've all turned to product information, more of it than the photo and the description, sometimes without even realizing it, in order to reassure ourselves. Essentially, the best way to meet this need of affirmation is to provide more user-relevant product information in a context. Here's a couple of ways to make relevant digital tangibility and reassurance online. So it's like the 31st of October, that's Halloween. I'm going to a party. It's a more fashion than a costume party. I'm looking for an outfit. And my journey starts at Google. And here, the first result will be asus.com, because it matched my search. I am totally in context of this fashion Halloween party, and I end up here where they display everything that they have under the campaign Halloween for women. They have that campaign on site, so if I were to go there on site, I would end up at the same page. And if I use the internal search, I will get everything tagged with Halloween. This is a great example of how you use data, connections, and relations to make your products relevant for customers. This is Ditto. I don't know if you've tried it. It's awesome if you have to have glasses. And when you go to a physical store to try on glasses, you don't just look at yourself straight ahead and go, yeah, sure, I'll get these. You look from different angles, you have to try them on to kind of feel that connection. This solution, I think, has been bought by several other online glasses retailers. It's wonderful. It gives me the security to feel that, wow, light blue glasses, I never thought, well, I'm gonna get that. Last but not least, this is a Swedish book retailer, and I was looking for a certain book by Austin Kleon. I highly recommend him. Steal It Like an Artist, really good. But I'm never going to read that description. Who does? And I can't do anything else here. If I go to Amazon, and I know this is cheesy, but they do it really good. Steal It Like an Artist. I'm not going to read the description, but I can take a sneak peek. It's what I do in real life. I go to the bookstore, I feel the book, I feel the paper, check it out. I don't really read anything. And then I can add to cart and convert there. Easy as pie. So, when designing for conversion, there's one group in particular that comprise the web rumors, and it's the millennials. I'm one of them, and then there are lots of millennials here. The group of people who are aged 18 to 34. This group only comprised 26% of the whole population, but it contributes to 35% of retail spending. The interesting thing about the millennials is that they do not trust you at all. They don't trust companies. They trust other users. They trust people. 86 of them believe that content created by real users indicate good quality of a brand or a product. 70% trust the user-generated content a lot more than content created by the business itself. 93% say user-generated content has influence on what they buy. And I can also add that 64% actively seek out user-generated content before they make a purchase. But with these numbers, why do only 9% of the top 250 business-to-consumer brands place user-generated content on their product pages? User-generated content results in 29% higher web conversions than websites without it. Could this be the answer to our prayers. User-generated content provides social cues about a product filling an important gap between the real and the digital world. It also gives users a sense of how a product fits into their life, a sense of tangibility. It also gives users evidence that other people like them, like the product. So informal like testimonials, reviews, ratings, user footage, user-generated content addresses e-tailers' need to amplify the reassurance, the tangibility, and the information that users need to purchase online. We're going to take a look at a few brands that do this really good. This is MVMT, and they sell jewelry and accessories. So for jewelry and accessories, studio product pictures are great for highlighting design details, but they don't provide a context. They leave shoppers kind of wondering what the product will look on them and how they will pair it with other items in their closet. So by mixing user-generated content with product pictures, MVMT allows shoppers to better understand the proportions of the product and imagine how they can style it. They have a shop that's a feed of user-generated content, and this makes it highly relevant. This is Urban Outfitters. This is a product page, or a product list page. So what they wanted to do, they wanted to harness the high number of brand endorsements that they were receiving on social platforms. So they created this list view of user-generated gallery photos. And these photos link directly to the product page. This led to a time on site increase by 45 seconds and a 15% increase of conversion. Last but not least, my favorite, Rent the Runway. So Rent the Runway, they offer rental of high-end designer luxury dresses. Pretty weird idea, and it was at first, but their users were already uploading photos of themselves on Facebook and Twitter. What Rent the Runway did was harness that existing moment. So they began crowdsurfing images to display on their own product pages. Every single product page has this rating where you can filter according to what I am, who I am, what I look like, to get the reassurance from others. What it looks like, what it feels like, their experience, which gives me digital tangibility and reassurance to commit conversion. That sounds like a crime. To make a conversion online. So, with this significant increase in conversion rates among users who are presented enhanced content, it's obvious that people want informative and tangible experiences. But most businesses are unable to deliver such an experiences at scale because they're only able to scratch the surface of their most valuable resource, data. With the right data, the entire digital presentation can provide opportunities for user-relevant product information, reassurance, and digital tangibility. You can enhance customer experience and increase conversion. Customers will continue to evolve alongside technology, and it's time for businesses to own up to the fact that in order to stay competitive, relevant, and most importantly profitable, you kind of have to keep up. To do this, you have to invest in technology that is flexible enough to combine various data sources and scale personal experiences across every customer interaction. Spending millions only to end up with a cool technical solution that shows a pretty picture and box copy is kind of like investing in a fleet of Lamborghinis only to drive your customers to a turd. The main problem for any ambitious e-commerce project is always to provide that high quality data The access to product data is what decides on the success or failure of any e-commerce project. While the volume of content has exploded in recent years, its value has not been fully tapped. Delivering relevant content in context of every customer has been difficult because businesses have had to predetermine where static information lives. And they've always started as very technically intricate. Since customers' way to purchase are unpredictable, this approach cannot guarantee that the content will be relevant or even used at all. So without a centralized content repository and a single platform to automate how relevant content is used in context of customers, businesses are not getting the full value of their content investment. Having a platform to scale data in context of every user across channels must be a priority. So what we do is we provide a unified technology platform to manage data and make it a flexible information architecture. This will lower your cost and make your organization more nimble, which leaves time to prioritize on user experience and design of experience and research of your users. Time to market will shorten, and this enables iterative testing because it's when you're live that you really go live. A project can be a project for many years, but we need to get to the market. We need to really understand our users. To keep pace up with customers, business really needs to fundamentally change how they approach technology, processes, and internal organization. So begin with a defined vision of how your organization will deliver a consistent experience across channels. With the right technology in place, we can guarantee you that the project that you're in is not going to be neither technically oriented or business focused. It will be user centered, because that's what it's all about. That's where the value is derived. And with that said, I'm now going to leave over to Magnus, the CEO of Witcore, who's going to talk about a little bit more technical examples of what this information data layer that we have can do. And this is in Swedish, so I would just like to remind that. And thank you a lot for listening. This was very fun. Thank you very much.